What is going on, Ben Nation? I hope you guys are having a great morning. If you are part of the Ben Nation, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. Helps out the content. But we're going to talk about some of the pieces that are going to fall into place very, very soon for BenCOIN. And when it does, what does it look like? What does it make this ecosystem look like? What do we, what do we have? And by the way, national article out about Ben Armstrong. Now, is it flattering? I don't really think so. I think it really is kind of focused on in between, pointing out the history, and it's a fair sort of list of things that have happened. So, if you want to check that out, BNCrypto.com has it on their front page right now, so you can go look. And here's the thing for me. First of all, what I would like to see is I would like to see these great, positive, beautiful articles, blah 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 blah, right? But this is the attention economy. It doesn't really matter. There are a lot of people dug in on Ben Armstrong, and if you say something good, it reinforces everything good about Ben Armstrong. If you say something bad, it reinforces everything bad about Ben Armstrong. No matter what, we live in a vacuum of information where your bias just gets reaffirmed and recommitted. And there's a fair list here of stuff that Ben would totally disagree with, but that people can say, well, hey, this says this says this. The situation with Atozi, everything's been going on with the Bitcoin crypto, all of those kind of things. They're included in the article. So if you want to go check that out, do. But here's the other part to it. What does that mean? It means that Ben Armstrong is in the news. It means that people care about Ben Armstrong. And guess what happens when people care? People start buying. People start paying attention. Now, when that happens, you generally see somebody exit and just be like, me no like information be bad, or whatever they say. I don't know how they talk or anything like that. I just assume that they talk like a homunculus. But you can see that we had a little bit of a sell down right here, a little bit of move to the downside. One person, and by the way, I went back and I investigated and I kind of looked at this, and that person has been selling off since November. So it's not like this is a new occurrence where some investor got unhappy or anything like that. They're just removing themselves from their own equation. Could also, by the way, be that is the hit networks, because you remember, for anybody who doesn't remember, if you remember, the hit networks did steal Ben's tokens because they stole his wallet when they fired him, and then they sold his tokens on the open market in a wallet that he couldn't get to because the old lady frame had to fund his failing business. So that was a thing, and continues to be. But you can see right here we have a little bit of a sell down in the last little while, which will happen. The market, by the way, did dump down about 20 billion at a moment's notice not that long ago. And when you see that, you generally tend to see some kind of a dip. People trying to put themselves into stable positions or something like that, or if they don't think that a pump is coming immediately, then they buy a dip. So that's what it looks like. So it puts us right about here, not down as far as we were not that long ago, but you would like to see a big move and a bold move coming back, and that's coming in time, guys. I do want to stress that it is coming in time. And by the way, if you want to check the article out, then you can go over here and check this out on BN Crypto, and it will give you all the information that you need. But this is what really matters right here. The back end issues with BenFi have been addressed by our developer, and that's the first piece of it, right? So although there are remaining challenges related to the tokenomics display stemming from a coding issue with Uniswap, our developer is actively working on reconfiguring it, and progress is underway to resolve the matter. The Uniswap issue predates BenFi's temporary downside. And also right here, you're going to see that we're looking to get a more contemporary design. Now, if you look at join BenCOIN, then there's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't pop. It doesn't make you say, wow, this is so that's what we want. We want this thing to, we want this thing to make you go, wow, these guys are. So there's a lot of work being done to bring this up to making it look super cool. So then, and this is important too, you have to remember here, there are there's a lot of information. There's a lot of stuff that just needs to be refreshed, that just needs to be redone. And then, of course, when you shop the merchandise, at this point, it just goes back to the original site because everything was shut down because Lady Frame and the girls shut this down, et cetera, et cetera. So, but now working our way through it, getting to that point where something massive is ready to happen. So that's what we're going to do for right now. So I'm going to expect a reversal. I mean, things don't tend to stay down for very long. Last time we got to this level, we got a reversal back up here into the 62, 63 range. What I'd like to see again, however, would be a breakout into one of these different levels. That 71.47 level on the 0.382. Might even need to start looking at this. I'll look at this a different way and see what that breakdown looks like if we take this as the impetus for that move down, maybe, and just kind of relook at it. Then we might be looking at something just a little bit different with a pump back up into the 7,000 range. I think is imminent. I do think that that's going to be imminent. So the one thing to remember, we have a $5 million market cap with $1 million. That should tell you everything that you need to know about BenCOIN in the short term. There are a lot of people holding on, a lot of people with a lot of faith in what is about to happen. And if you're a young investor or you're an early investor and you haven't felt that way, then have a little faith is the best thing that I can say for you. Give yourself a little opportunity to kind of breathe. Don't stare at your wallet all the time. Wait, because there are plenty of things. Guys, I can't stress this enough. And I'm going to use this as an example because we are all talking about Solana. When we look at Solana, guys, it's not that this Solana was at 14, was down to $8. I was going to say $14. Solana was at $8. Solana went down from 260 all the way to $8 before it ripped back up to over almost $127, possibly busting into new all-time highs. $500 Solana doesn't seem out of this range right now, does it? So it's about building. It's about creating your space here in the market. It's about buying this dip. This is an opportunity to buy a dip, and when this reverses and comes back, then that's what it looks like. And when you look at this long term, I don't want to get onto a Solana rant here, of course, but if you look right here, we're at the 0.382 line, which is where it's a consolidation point. So we wicked up into the 0.5. So the question would be then, what does BenCOIN look like when something like that happens? So those are the questions that you're going to ask yourself. And the simple answer is, we come over here and we pop this up and just so you guys have a little bit of faith in the process here, let's take that. We're going to pop this up and say, this is the impetus and this is the break right here. And then this is the breakdown to this sort of level right here. And then we want to pop that up right there. So then what does the 0.5 line look like for a BenCOIN holder? Well, that looks like this right here. It looks like 4 zeros, 12. That looks like just the start of it. So, there's a lot going on. So the opportunity exists for this thing turn into that's a $15-20 million market cap, by the way. The $100 million market cap, which would be Ben V1 and V2 kind of added together here in a bigger list, would be way up here. So when we look at it overall, we're looking at massive moves. I want to assure you guys, we're looking at massive moves. It's just, this is that downward momentum. And look, you might be looking at the rest of the market saying, well, why ain't the rest of the market pumping? It does that sometimes. But this is not the end. BenCOIN is going to have a magnificent run. There's nothing guaranteed in crypto, but it's as close to guaranteed as you can get. It's not financial advice. My name is Believes I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.